So, you're here in Canada, and you're loving it. You want to stay longer, right? Maybe it's to spend more time with family, explore a business idea, or just, soak in more of this amazing country. But listen, there's a huge mistake a lot of people make, a mistake that could totally derail your plans. We're going to make sure that doesn't happen to you.
Okay, so let's get right to it. This is probably the most important question we need to tackle. You look at your passport, you see that visitor visa, and it's good for, say, 10 years. So does that mean you could just hang out in Canada for a full decade? I mean, it seems like it should, right? But is that really how it works?
And the answer is a big fat no. Absolutely not. And you know what? This single misunderstanding is, hands down, the #1 reason people accidentally overstay their welcome and get into some really serious trouble. Your visa's expiry date is not the date you have to leave by. Let's break this down so it's crystal clear.
Okay, so if the visa isn't what lets you stay, then what is? Well, there's a specific document for this exact situation. It's called a visitor record, and this is your golden ticket to legally staying longer right from within Canada.
So what exactly is a visitor record? Well, it's all about your legal status while you're physically here in the country. It's kind of like an official permission slip from the government that says, yep, you're good to stay a bit longer. And let me say this again because it's so important. A visitor record is not a visa.
This chart here really nails the difference. Let's stick with an analogy. Your visa? That's the key that lets you open the front door and walk into Canada. But the visitor record? That's like the note left on the kitchen table that tells you how long you're allowed to stay as a guest. So that 10-year visa just means the front door isn't locked to you for a decade. It absolutely does not mean you can move in for 10 years.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how do I get one of these? Well, it's not automatic. You have to prove that you're a genuine visitor who will eventually leave. Let's go through a quick 4-point checklist to see if you qualify.
Okay, first up, and this is a big one, you have to apply while you still have legal status. No exceptions. Second, your passport needs to be valid for the whole time you're asking to stay. Makes sense, right? Third, you've got to show them the money. Prove you can support yourself without working. And finally, you need a solid reason. Just because is not gonna fly.
So, this all comes down to one critical thing, knowing your expiry date. So grab your passport and look for that stamp the border officer gave you. See a date on it? That's your deadline. If you can't find a stamp, and this is where a lot of people mess up, your stay is automatically for 6 months from the day you landed. Getting this date wrong is a huge mistake.
Okay, so you've found your expiry date and you've checked off the eligibility boxes. Great. Now for the how-to part. Let's walk through the actual application process.
First things first, let's talk about the cost. The government application fee is 100 Canadian dollars per person. Simple enough.
And now for the timeline. Check this out. We're looking at anywhere from 80 to 130 days, sometimes even longer. This right here is exactly why you cannot wait until the last minute to apply. You've got to plan ahead.
So, the process itself isn't too complicated. You've already done step 1, confirming your expiry date. Next, you gather all your documents, things like your bank statements to show you have money and a really well-written letter of explanation that clearly says why you want to stay longer. IRCC, the Immigration Department, recommends you apply at least 30 days before your status is up. Then you submit everything online, pay your fee, and you wait.
But wait a minute. What happens if your 6 months are up, but you still haven't heard back? That's where this amazing little thing called maintained status comes in. It's basically a legal safety net. As long as you got your application in before your deadline, you can legally stay in Canada while you wait for the decision. You're not illegal, you're just in a holding pattern. Now, this next part is extremely important. You see this quote? Take it seriously. Once you've applied, you need to stay in Canada. Don't even think about a quick trip to the US and back. If you leave, they can just cancel your application. Why? Because you're asking to extend the stay you're currently on. If you leave, that stay is over. Simple as that.
Okay, let's talk about the tough stuff. Getting an extension isn't guaranteed. It's a privilege, not a right. Your application can absolutely be refused, so you need to make sure you're building a rock-solid case. Let's look at the top reasons people get denied so you can avoid them.
All right, these are the 3 biggest application killers. First, vague plans. If your letter just says, I want to stay longer, that's a red flag. You need to be specific, like, I need 3 more months to attend my niece's graduation. Second, a history of not following the rules. I mean, that one's pretty obvious. And third, not showing enough money. You've got to prove you won't be a burden. Okay, what if you're watching this and you've already missed your expiry date? First, don't panic.
There is a last-ditch option called restoration of status, but you have to act fast. You only have 90 days after your status expired to apply. And trust me, you want to avoid this if you can, because while you're waiting for a decision, you technically don't have legal status. That's a very stressful situation.
And yeah, there's a penalty for having to restore your status. On top of the regular $100 fee, you have to pay an extra $200. So you're looking at $300 total, just to fix a mistake that could have been avoided. It's a pricey lesson to learn.
Whew! Okay, that was a lot to cover. So let's boil it all down to the absolute must-knows. If you forget everything else, please remember these next few points.
Okay, let's recap. Number 1, your visa gets you in, it doesn't tell you how long you can stay. Number 2, apply to extend your stay at least 30 days before you expire. Number 3, once you apply, you're protected by maintained status. Number 4, do not leave Canada while you're waiting for a decision. And finally, number 5, a visitor record is for visiting only. It does not let you work. Got it? Good.
You know, at the end of the day, all these rules, these forms, these fees, they're all there for one reason: to make sure you can stay in Canada legally and without stress. Getting this right means one little slip-up doesn't suddenly end your Canadian adventure. So it really comes down to this. What is that dream of staying here a little longer? What is it really worth to you?